Hey guys, it's Casey from CutThatOut.com. In today's video, I want to talk to you about some really special fonts that we offer to create stacked monograms. We have two. We have exclusive stacked sans monogram and exclusive stacked serif monogram. Now, I wanted to tell you first, before we get into the specifics of why we think these fonts are so great, about why we call so many of our designs exclusive. For us, exclusive means that we've purchased the exclusive licensing rights to turn the font or the artwork into an SVG design. So you shouldn't find these designs out there anywhere else in any other shops or websites. That same principle applies to our sister website, however, theitchtostitch.com. They offer a lot of the same fonts and designs that we have, and if they have something that's labeled exclusive, it's the same thing. They've purchased the exclusive rights to turn those files into embroidery and applique designs for your embroidery machine. Okay, so let's talk about these two monograms. These are great. Why would I suggest that you use these to create a stacked monogram versus just grabbing a TrueType font from your computer? Here's why. I started off with two very common TrueType fonts over here on the left side of my screen. Here on the top, you'll see a serif font called Times New Roman. Here on the bottom, you're going to see a sans serif font called Arial. Now, both of these are really common TrueType fonts. Most computers have them already installed, so you'll probably find them on your computer. If you don't know the difference, if you look at these, a sans serif font is plainer. It doesn't have the little accent bars on the tips of all the letters, but you will see those on a serif font. So this area is the serif. Okay, so let's compare. This is Times New Roman. So let's look at it first. It's a serif font. I used the letters USA to create this stacked monogram arrangement. These are really popular, especially for little boys' clothing items and other things. What you'll notice first is that when I stretched up this A to the right height to stack beside the U and the S, the thickness of the letter starts to get really disproportionate. The A has a lot more thickness than the U and the S. So if you look over here at our serif monogram font, you'll notice that the thickness of the letters is really well matched. So if you were to purchase this font from us, you would get SVG or DXF format files. So it's not a TrueType font that you can install on your computer. However, you get the SVG or the DXF files depending on what you need for your software. And you'll find lowercase letters that are meant to use on the left side, and uppercase letters are meant to be used on the right side. Okay, so the thickness of the letters is very well matched. The other thing is that you'll notice, because of the footprint that we've designed, this is a narrower footprint for the A. And when we stack it next to these lowercase left side letters, you'll see that we have, and let me zoom in here, almost a perfect square. So you just get a really nice square proportional look. This one's 1.4 by 1.4. If you look at the TrueType font, you're going to notice that just by default, you're going to get, in this case at least, a more rectangular look. And that's okay. If you prefer that, that's totally fine. But we love this nice square proportional look. Okay, and the same thing applies down here. I've used the TrueType font Arial to create a stacked monogram and compared that to our sans serif stacked monogram font. So a nice proportional square. The thickness of this uppercase right side letter is very well matched to the lowercase left side letters. Over here, you get much more of a rectangular shape, and the thickness of this right side letter is much thicker than the left side letters. Okay, and you really notice a big difference when you start looking at really thin letters like the letter I. I pulled in the letter I from the Arial TrueType font and compared it here to our I for our sans stacked monogram font. And I just popped it in over here so you could see the difference. you get a much more gappy look here, whereas our eye is going to fill in nicely and just keep that nice square, pleasing shape. Also, the standard, and you can do whatever you want, of course, but the standard is to align the letters on the left on their left edges. So it's going to look usually more like this. Now, of course, you can move those letters around however you please, but you'll just see that you get a more gappy look, and this is just a nice, pleasing shape. Okay, let's take another look at one other thing down here. You don't have to use these letters in a stacked monogram arrangement. I just took our uppercase letters and combined it with some lowercase letters and cut that out. So these are great for spelling out names and phrases and all kinds of things like that as well. You can combine uppercase and lowercase, or you use all lowercase or all uppercase. Whatever you like, it looks nice together. And last but not least, just a few ideas. This is just a fun way to kind of take a monogram font and make it patriotic, just combining the blue and the red. And I'm going to show you, I just got in this printed heat transfer vinyl, so I'm hoping that I can use this in some samples and show those to you later this week. This came from allstitchedupbyangela.com. So look for these fun printed heat transfer vinyls. They also have some printed adhesive vinyls if you're working on something that needs that type of vinyl. And here's a couple of test samples that we created a while back when we were getting ready to release these fonts. So you can just see it's just a nice, pleasing look. And one more. Looks great. Thickness is very, very well matched, and you just get a nice square shape with these monogram fonts. So I hope that was informative and fun for you. I hope you'll visit our website and take a look, especially at our exclusive designs. And until next time, keep cutting.